Hello, this is Balkoth making a help video for Civ 5, Brave New World. This was sent in by Docbud, who said this about it. How about a save on turn 100, which is after I defended myself and am at peace. I'd appreciate input on how to get out of this mess, as I know he will be attacking again, and he's got 3 cities to my 1. Do I settle 3 cities to my 1? Do I settle a second city right away to try to build the Great Wall, which would take 21 turns? I'm not sure what to do. So, first of all, I would say this. You never build the Great Wall as a way to, keep one opponent out in this sense, or you really shouldn't be. Maybe on lower difficulties it could make sense, but on higher difficulties you're having to divert too much from the ideal tech path to get that early enough, and or it's an old enough wonder that the AI does like enough that they'll get it before you have a chance anyway. And it's more than reasonable to defend yourself without that. So in this case he asks what he thinks he should do. Now normally this would be determined by what your overall game plans are. I mean, if your goal is to win a science victory, then obviously you want to be doing things going for science. If you want to win culture victory, culture, diplomatic, whatever. I don't know if there's a specific path aimed for in this case, so since this is a military concern, and he's worried about trying to survive against France, I think the elegant strategy going to go with is conquer the shit out of everything. Sophisticated as hell. Now, to talk about the situation briefly, so we don't apparently know where Paris is. We can see 3 other cities from France. More scouting should have been done on this map. That is one thing that would help a lot. Get an early scout, have them scouting a lot, find the open terrain, find as many capitals, etc. Especially if they settle something like Orleans or Lyon on the other side, that would be a major warning that they're being very aggressive. Like Orleans is literally the minimum distance for cities. That's going to be raised. I'm getting rid of that for sure. Lyon. Lyon, I'm not sure about that. I might keep. It is next to a mountain. I was thinking maybe a city over here along the river. And gets like the iron and the cows, but I already have 3 gold, not such a big deal, and I'd lose the observatory and I'd have to obviously rebuild it, so I'll probably let that stay. Let's see, what about that peace treaty? Peace treaty, I guess it's not part of that, I'm not sure. We made peace with Napoleon turn 98, so 108 is when it would end, so we're going to be ready to go on the offensive at that point, and we're going to raise Orleans first, then go for Lyon, probably the plan. Spend some money to upgrade that composite bowman. I'm going to get the scout out and moving a bit more. It looks like, I'm guessing animations. Yeah, animations are all turned on. I'll leave them on just to make sure it's easy to follow what's happening for people who aren't as familiar with the combat system. Demographics-wise, France actually has a smaller military than we do at this point. It can be easy, definitely, to say, oh, they have a lot more cities, and it feels like I'm under attack, and therefore I want to go to peace. But right now, unless France is at war with somebody else, which they very well might be, because we haven't met, 4 of the other civs, we're in a better position than France. And yeah, seeing he has 2 archers, and now we have 3 composite bowmen, a catapult, spearmen. That should be more than enough to take Orleans. And we have another composite bowman in 2 turns, it seems. Now, before I started recording this video, I kind of did cheat slightly, in the sense that I looked around the map a tiny bit to see what I could uncover, so I didn't have to waste your time while doing that. One of the things I did notice, though, is that our capital has nothing but a library and monument. I mean, okay, yeah, there's the Great Library Wonder, sure, the National College, but the point is, we don't have a granary, we don't have an aqueduct, I don't know what policies are we even going, we're going traditions, we just haven't finished that yet, so that's why we don't have the aqueduct, I suppose. But we don't have granary, we don't have, potentially a watermill or a shrine, we have so many unimproved tiles. We've improved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles, I guess, total overall. I mean, I would not have improved that many gold tiles, frankly. At least not before things like that wheat or the cows. The extra luxuries to trade is nice, but we still need that food, especially since we're only on one city right now. So I think what I'm going to do here, just to demonstrate some play, is I'm actually going to leave every city as a puppet. I'm not going to found any new cities as I take over the world here. So it's just going to be Ethiopia rampaging across the globe from Addis Ababa, its capital, with every other city puppeted or raised. And with that new rule, now I'm thinking I might actually keep Orleans and just manually make it work everything else. And Addis Ababa will take the tiles at once. So let's take a look at our tiles here. It's set on default focus. While learning, that's certainly not the end of the world. This is less ideal in any number of other ways, though. Until we get the aqueduct, I think I'm not going to be too concerned about the growing part. I'm going to worry more about some production. So I'm going to lock in those tiles. One other thing I'm going to do that I would not recommend doing unless you're more familiar with this, I'm going to lock in production focus. And the goal for this being that whenever a citizen grows, the new food from a new citizen does not count on that turn, but other stuff does. So if a new citizen decides to work a farm with 4 food, you get nothing from that new citizen on that specific turn. Every other turn after that, yes. On the flip side, if you work some mine, then you gain 4 production. I mean, that can add up to a few hundred production per city over the course of the entire game. Again, not game-breaking, considering you're going to get thousands of production. It's just a little optimization trick that you can do if you wish. Alright, so at +1 food, all we need to be is neutral right now. Just looking for maximum yields. And I'm going to use the gold for the fact that it has the faith and culture on it. Once I repair this other gold, I'll use that as well. We'll finish our combustible in 1 turn. Our workers out of moves. I'm sending the composite bowman north to that camp over there. I'm going to send my spearmen over this way, find out what's going on over there. I'll send the catapults to back them up. Oh no, totally forgot to do something else I should have. And that something else is to check how much gold we have available in terms of the luxury. So we have 1. It looks like we're trading it to somebody. Okay, yeah, to Indonesia. Yeah, so Napoleon gave us gems and copper because he was so scared of us at the end of the war. This was not a situation to be as panicked as it was imagined to be. I'm not trying to say this in a, as a shaming type of thing or whatever. I'm just pointing that out. That if they're offering you a bunch of things, it's because they're scared of you. You are winning in their eyes. Other bowmen to explore a little bit over here. I'll just let the last guy can just chill there, I suppose. What's our tech route? What do we have queued up? Guilds to crossbowmen. Sure, we can go with that for now. Crossbowmen is one of the things we'll want anyway. We'll roll with that. And catch up with other stuff soon enough. We'll finish repairing that gold there. It's quote-unquote a turn early, but that also means now we have a 3rd gold. We can rearrange our other stuff slightly here. Like I can remove this to go into that. Move that to that, which I think will put me at -1, which is fine because we can go for 30 turns like this. We're maximizing our food production otherwise. We're trying to get as much faith and culture as we can. Because finishing that tradition, getting effectively 10% more culture and getting that next policy 2 or 3 turns earlier is huge. That's the aqueduct and the 15% growth bonus. And flat out 2 food in the capital as well, so that'll make up for a lot. So that encampment's actually gone at this point, and has been. But that encampment is there. But that composite bowman has been clearing it out. I didn't even know city-states would construct forts. I have never seen that before. How interesting. Kiev wants that killed up there. We now have an extra gold. Does Elizabeth want gold? She does. She has an extra sugar. Ahead. We don't really need the happiness right now, though, because we're doing like basically a one-city challenge for now. So I'm not too concerned with that. And this last gold, I would say, is not a priority to be repairing, because we will, we don't have anyone else to sell it to. I mean, France, but we're going to war with France pretty soon, so seems a bit moot. I guess whatever. They love us now, yay. No, that's not a bad spot for Leon, all told, all considered. What are the benefits for our religion right now, anyway? World Wonder gives 2 faith? Okay. Aha, there's Paris. Also, I would not build a catapult. I mean, we'll use it since we haven't built at this point, but they're weaker than composite bowmen. They have to take the turn to set up. They don't get defensive terrain bonuses. They can only see one site. Yeah, they do a lot more damage to cities if they get into position, but they're also a lot more vulnerable. This reason that they're often not really used. France is another city up there? Wow. France is greedy. Peace treaty will end in like 2 or 3 turns. But right now, France still has like 2/3 of our military, so I'm not too concerned. Hey, we met Bucharest. How's it going, Bucharest? Did we open honor? We opened honor, apparently. We can build the next statue of Zeus. Opening honor, is not a very good idea, unless you're actually planning on going honor, and especially on to a lesser extent immortal, but definitely deity. Full honor can be insanely powerful because of how many units they will spam at you. If you wind up like fighting in a huge war and you're killing the equivalent of like 5 infantry units per turn, 70 strength each, that's 350 gold per turn you're raking in from that. That's enough to like buy an entire new infantry unit or bomber or whatever per turn nearly. So honor can be quite a strong tree overall, but just opening just for the culture barbarian bonus is not worth it. That's what it really comes down to. Okay, so watermill I could be building. Sure, I'll build out then the other worker. Whatever. Oh, England's? I guess France was at war with them earlier, too? That is interesting. Oh, and we should have switched that over. I forgot about that a turn or 2 ago. My bad. Sorry. Because we literally just gained one production from that without losing anything at all. And then, so right now we are 11 turns out 10 turns out, we're going to go ahead and go with that. I don't care too much about the food loss. We'll get her back quickly enough anyway. I just don't want to be starving to the point where I'm actually going to, lose a population before then, is the concern. I purchase with faith, but we don't want to. We're waiting for a great profit. Nothing else for him to really explore up here. His land's filled in. I'm going to have to probably send him over to the east. Let him just fortify there for now. Whatever. At this point, I think, I don't know, I'm probably just going to declare war next turn and worry about upgrading to the next crossbowman after this. I don't think there's a sense in waiting another 10 turns or whatever, but now when we have these composite bowmen already ready. Oh, hey, I think we're going to get a free worker over there from France. I think we can intercept that. Peace treaty has expired. So we're going to go ahead and go to war now.
Bonjour.
Okay, one thing I will say is that, in this case with France, it's not the biggest deal since we're conquering them anyway. This makes sense in a way. Actually, I approve of this. I like that they do this. Lying has bigger consequences than being honest. If they ask you to stop buying land near them and you say basically, well, deal with it, then you'll get a mild negative penalty. They'll be a little bit annoyed, but they won't get a huge red penalty. But if you tell them, okay, fine, we'll stop, and then continue, they'll really hate that. Ditto for the settle thing. I don't even think that seems to affect the AI, so it seems kind of irrelevant really to be asking that. Or you should have your city settled early enough that it doesn't really matter. Same thing can go for like the troops. If you move your troops near a person's border and they ask if you're going to declare war, unless they're literally like the last civ or two on the map, you really do not want to lie. If you're not planning on attacking them, then sure, say that. But if you are, you should declare war right then, because if you do not only will they be pissed at you, every other civ, even if they haven't met you yet, when you meet them, will be pissed at you about it, because you lied about it. Declaring war does not have a huge diplomatic penalty, but lying about that does. Where's Ragusa? We haven't even met Ragusa yet. Okay, so that's not a big deal. They're not like on our back door.
Bonjour.
Okay, so we'll take Orleans next turn here. Move this guy back up. I really should have had him up there. I might have been able to take Orleans in one turn. Oh well. And there's the brakes. We're down to -1 food. We'll be up to +1. We'll shoot our spearmen with their city and then with the archer. He went Liberty, interesting. I guess the fact we don't have cover is kind of a big deal with that too, though. Alright, we'll fire again with a catapult. Orleans as ours with a worker. It's not fantastic, but marble is within its range, and I'm going to basically just puppet it, and I will force it to, I'll use on the capital side, right, I'll force the tiles I want the capital to work. So even though this is a puppet, with the capital able to determine which tiles it wants to work, right, it doesn't really matter. Or to rephrase it, right now it might be working those tiles, but if I go into Addis Ababa and, say, no, I'm working that tile, the puppet will give way and yield to the city I control. Okay, now what do we want to do? Can't even build horsemen, apparently. Interesting. Does Orleans have a granary? It does not, so I can't ship food from there. It's a pity. I don't have... After machinery, I'm probably going to swing by, grab the heroic epic, because why not? Let's just get the bonus for all of our units. I'm going to focus on some other stuff until then, and I'll just spend the money to upgrade these. So what do I want to build in the meantime, then? Do we know if anyone else has gone honor? No. I'm going to go ahead and try to go with Oracle. I'm going to start improving these horses. And we're going to be attacking the archer. Okay, yeah, the worker's running. It doesn't really matter to me. We'll get him from Lyon anyway, and we already picked up a worker from Orleans, which is more than I was expecting. I am picking up rough terrain promotions for the archers. My reasoning is this. Civ sort of has this exponential thing. Or maybe it's logarithmic, I forget. Point being, if you have equal strength to them, you'll do, like, let's say 30 damage, 33 damage, something like that, and vice versa, right? If you have, like, 30 strength and they have 35 or 40, it'll still be around the same range. But as the gap keeps increasing, the larger it is, the massive effect you get, right? At 3 times the strength, it's a one-shot. So, especially as a ranged unit, and the fact that enemies can have cover, if they already are potentially getting that 25% bonus from rough terrain innately, countering that, to me, is usually more important in trying to keep it in reasonable damage ranges than being even better against open terrain targets. I might leave Troyes around just to have caravans for later for stuff, I'm not sure. I'm trying to decide whether to go for Paris or Lyon first. Probably on, just so my western flank's secure, and I don't have to worry about that at all. Have my spearmen heal up. I'm gonna finish off this archer, though. So right now it looks like I can capture that worker if I wish. Let's see what's in there. They have an archer. That archer, on the flip side, cannot shoot at my composite bowmen. So, because they are on low terrain, the city will be able to fire on me, but not anything else. So it works out nicely. Destruction of pasture there. Ouch. Did they seriously not do anything else with, like, that worker? Why? So now I have that other worker. The city can fire on my scout, but their archer can't. You know the story. You know the refrain here. And if you're wondering, like, I'm not really scratching the city, right? Well, I'm just trying to gain
भारतीय जनता
XP
की
for the
ओर
most
से
part right
मैं
here.
आपकी ओर दोस्ती का हाथ बढ़ाता हूँ.
Exchange embassies so I know where he is. Line up targets. He doesn't
आप
like have any
क्या कह
money
रहे थे?
though. So I will give you 2 gold a turn for open borders. Then
ठीक
now
है.
you have money to take by 1 of my iron.
आप क्या कह रहे थे?
So I really didn't lose any money there in
हाँ.
effect. So I'm trying to sell the iron anyway. So India's way over there. When did I even get an iron? Oh, Orleans is settled on iron. That's why I didn't notice it.
Bagyo.
You're willing to give me... Yes. They're not concerned about warmongering enough yet. So they're going to... Presumably they're going to pick the catapult or this bowman. One of the reasons I did not move the bowman up there is A, it can fire a turn sooner, and B, this way they can have to choose between... the catapult's more vulnerable, but this is still firing, so... And I'm putting this here, and so that the city might actually, if the city fires at that catapult, that's perfect for me. I can just have it heal, because it can't fire over the mountain anyway. And that way the other catapult in position can fire. So that's again kind of a win-win type situation for me here. And I went after my bowman. How interesting. Getting up to better... apparently we had to spend our first promotion healing there, which is going to delay logistics by a large amount. That part ain't so great. I'm gonna use my freaking scout to capture the city. Whatever.
मैं आपकी शांति की
And you
कामना
still have
करता
no
हूँ.
money. Damn it. Here, India, whatever. I don't
मैं
see you
आपकी
getting more
शांति की
ton of money
कामना
anytime
करता
soon,
हूँ.
so
हाँ.
you'll think that's an awesome trade. You'll still hate warmongers, but at least to get 2 gold per turn for something that's otherwise useless. What I'm going to do here is something that's referred to as stutter stepping a bit. Like, my goal is I want to start improving this cattle over here and eventually that marble. If I move here in one turn, the next turn I can move on to the cattle, I can't do anything. If I move here, I start a farm, I get 1 turn on the farm in, stop the work, next turn I move into the city, 3rd turn I start on the cattle because I only have to move 1. So I don't get to start the cattle any sooner, but I get a free turn in on the farm over there. Again, just minor optimization stuff that you can do. Also, I apologize for the lack of music in the game. There's copyright issues if I have it playing, as I discovered, and had some videos banned from YouTube because they had the Civ game music playing. Because, unfortunately, it's not the actual Civ music per se, it's music that Frax is licensed from other people. That's the problem. So Leon is now ours. Happiness is starting to not look the best. We're going to have to resolve that pretty soon. I'm going to let these guys just heal, I think. Now I'm going to move here, here, and there, and then I'll heal, since it'll only take 2 turns to heal at that point. Now France should have like 3 cities left. 3 cities, yeah. So we're gonna take over Paris. We'll just leave Troyes there, I imagine. Looks like it's in a pretty shitty terrain, so... Just gonna tell that spearman to stay there for right now. We'll give Evian even more gold. Need to get that marble improved. He's willing to give us like everything right now. He has pikemen. We finished tradition. Let that scout heal. Catapult got its promotion. Moving right along. Got some horses.
मैं आपकी शांति की
-2 gold
कामना
right
करता
now.
Hello again.
You have 4 horses, and those probably don't want anything more.
Bagyo. Aparanto yan.
I'm not going to take that quite as is.
Bagyo.
But you'll probably take 3 gold per turn.
So
The idea being that you can usually get 2 gold per turn for 1 strategic, unless
Umum.
if they don't have any issues with you, or if your positives sufficiently outweigh any negatives. In this case, you know, they don't. It's a slight negative opinion
Muscle.
of him. So instead of being able to get 2 gold per strategic, we have to get 3 gold per 2 strategic. So that's the problem, or the catch with being a warmonger. Amazingly enough, the world doesn't like the fact that you're conquering everybody. And we're going to do another stutter step here in the interest of getting to that marble ASAP. Now, the fact that they went into Paris is actually a good thing, in my opinion, because while they're in Paris, Paris has that river there. The pikemen cannot come out and attack me now, because there's no road crossing it. So Paris will fire on me, sure, but they can't really do much worse than that. Putting my spearmen there to block a little. Well, that actually, shit, that's not what I meant to do, because now my bows can't fire. Because I wanted to put my bows there. I was trying to avoid having my spearmen able to be attacked by Paris. So that was a screw up right there. I apologize. It's India's fault. If you think about it, blocking where I wanted to put the units. So these guys can go from there to start on the marble. These guys will go start on the cows. Well, I'll just let them heal. Oh, and Elizabeth already has a nice ship coming. This cargo. Getting 2 gold and 2 science from it. Just improving all of this. That'll heal for 2 turns. Our scout's healed enough that we can continue scouting with him. We need to find out what's over there-ish. Pikeman moved out. Interesting tactical choice. And apparently we wasted the first promotion of his on healing too. So I'm gonna go pillage a little bit. I don't like doing this because then I have to repair all of it, but in this case I want the... If he had cover, this would be a lot less of an issue. Definitely should be getting civil service after this. I do want to be growing right now, but I also don't want to be giving up the faith and culture, because I'm greedy like that. Does Leon have a granary? It does. Okay, perfect. Start shipping food from there soon.
Aparantoyan aliliron.
In an ideal world, we'd get 7 from him, but we've been warmongering enough that he's not going to like that. I don't even have a spot to really put this bowman. So I don't want to put it being vulnerable to the pikeman right now if I can avoid it. There goes Chicken Itza.
เราพ่อของรามคำแหงกษัตริย์แห่งสยามนับเป็นเกียรติอย่างยิ่งที่ท่านเดินมาที่เยี่ยมประเทศสยามของเรา
More concerned about happiness
เจ้า
right now,
บ
so
อก
we'll
ว่า
go ahead and do that.
อย่างนั้นหรือ
And there's our enhancing great profit. Mainly looking for happiness right now. But it looks like most of those are gone. Like I can't get, can't get like the 2 happiness per garden or per temple. Those are taken. And if I don't puppet, if I leave them as puppets, which I said I was going to do, then I can't exactly be building pagodas. But like pagodas would have been what I picked first, honestly. And we're going to be at war, so that's useless. Basically just hovering between basically 1 happiness per city, not the best, but 2 culture per city, or like 15% production per city, but that 15% production isn't going to be that great for now, especially with less people. Let's experiment. I'm going to try going with choral music. I like some options better, like the pagodas normally, but given the circumstances, like the puppets, I think, still build temples. So expanding the borders faster and helping counter the increased policy costs could be useful. And let's go with 30% further spread. Get extra pressure. And the siege of Paris continues. And I really do not want to move this guy up and fire, which would allow the other guy to fire too. But that has the whole minor, drawback of, the 57 HP one taking a pummeling. And I could move this up there, I just am not sure what good it would really do. I guess if the pikeman attacks it, it's extra XP, so whatever, we'll go for it. Got more horses. Do you want another
ยิน
horse?
ดีต้อนรับ
No, you're good on horses. Do you want any more horses?
Bagyo.
No, you don't care about horses. Do you want any horses?
मैं आपकी शांति की
Yes.
कामना करता हूँ.
He's still willing to give me 2 gold for 1. 2 gold per turn for 1. Paris will fall next turn, then we'll take a turn or two to heal up, upgrade to crossbows, and I don't know, maybe go after England next. Did the pikemen not do anything? I would have thought they'd move into Paris and attack the bowmen at a minimum. Abaza Congo. Would like a trade route and a natural wonder. Getting dyes from them would definitely be nice. I'm basically trying right now, I'm almost hovering between getting like a few points into patronage, or since we've already opened honor. Since we've already opened honor, I think I'm going to go ahead and go for the military tradition. Because we're already behind XP-wise. So we got another great general, which really isn't that useful for us right now, but we'll keep him around anyway. Wanted a caravan was the priority. I might actually try to build the Great Wall after that, if it's still available. Why? Not because I'm using it to defend, but because I want to use it to make sure no one else gets the benefit, in effect. I'll let this guy not fire so he can actually like heal up here. So I'll fire with like this guy. Now we've taken Paris. Now we'll also need to kill these pikemen. Which actually is something I can be doing here. In a shocking twist of events, there's a French pikeman within our territory. Did anyone else see this coming? Because I didn't. Moving this guy around to try to block his passage. I'll move this guy into the city. He can fire out. This worker's coming over to start repairing stuff. And I'm keeping that last horse, by the way, because I intend on building a horseman, so... Upgrade our units. Not quite yet, because we're worried about actually killing these pikemen. We can upgrade some of the other ones, I suppose. Quarry, huzzah, more happiness. They'll start working on that next. So probably time to make sure we're getting more food. Oh, Elizabeth completed Great Wall. How interesting. That's unfortunate. Really wish I knew what the train up there was. Really do. If Elizabeth did that now, I'm actually tempted to go after Indonesia first, and then come back for Elizabeth after the crossbow and have things like 3 range and logistics. I think I'm debating on whether it's worth actually settling another city or 2 up there, at a minimum just to keep the barbarians away and to give me a chain of more continuous territory. I could settle right on that silver up there. Is a nice spot. I don't have gem. I do have gems. What do I have gems from? Paris. Could also settle right on that sugar. But if anything, I'm liking the idea of that grassland hill right there, because then I get the stone for stoneworks, I still get the gems, I get the bananas, the sugar, the coastal city. So if necessary, I can do like a trade route there, or internal trade routes through here if I wish. If I try to put it next to a mountain, it would have to be like over there, and I'd lose the gems and some other stuff. But I really wish I had a better lay of the land. Do I even have... I have 2 more to upgrade. Okay. I'll get to 700 gold per turn, 700 gold total next turn anyway, so I can afford to do that this turn. So I'm going to start heading over towards Indonesia. Yeah, trying to attack York without having to deal with England with that jungle in the way, that'd be really annoying. I probably can afford to leave Troyes up. I mean, France is out of the game. This way I can make caravans to him if I want gold or whatever. He'll denounce me, but whatever. I just don't think I gain anything from continuing to be at war with him right now. Can always wipe him
C'est
out
toi.
later if I so wish.
Parle.
He'll give me Troyes if I wanted it, which I really don't. It's a pretty crappy city. But that means
C'est
he'll
toi.
give me, like, everything else that he has.
Vas-y.
So that works. And he considers that an amazing trade, because you... Like, a city is usually worth several hundred to several thousand gold to the AI. So he basically thinks he's getting off easy, while I'm really just sitting there saying, this is so crappy I don't even want it. You just don't really get much benefit from faith right now, because I don't need to buy anything with faith, except to spread their religion, I guess. So, I'm not too concerned about the shrine or grand temple and all this other stuff to be building. So Orleans probably won't have a granary for a bit. Just France does not have a... Paris does not have a granary. Getting a trade out to Mabaza Congo for that bonus might not hurt, though. Go ahead and do that. This trade, or I could just send it to like Lyon to grow. I'm probably actually going to do that. Relocating that to Lyon to send out to Sababa. You can heal. Moving. I'll leave this catapult in Paris too. I mean, until they're not even until they get to at least trebuchet quality, they're like not even worth using here. So. I don't know if I'm going to have use for that great general. I'm just keeping him around since I got him anyway. I could delete him to save a little bit of income, but I'm not too worried about the income right now, and I'd rather have him in case I need. I really feel like it'd be beneficial to place a citadel down later or get a second attack force going. Which, strictly speaking, would probably be a wise thing once I have my economy and some other stuff up and running as I'd like here. Then, build up another army of crossbowmen and send them over towards like Delhi or whatever, while other stuff's sweeping the north. Attack more places at once. So you can just chill here for now. Will grow faster, and in fact I can do something like this. I guess that 3 food, that's going to be the best tile anyway for right now. If I swap this from here to there, you'll notice I'm now getting enough food that'll grow in 1 turn. Yay. And since it's production focused, that new citizen will be assigned back to that mine I just took him off of, so I don't lose anything and actually just gain a growth, the citizen a turn earlier. An Indian city. I wonder how that got there. I'm presuming that's why I declared war, though. we can see he's now working down there. So it's all good. So I'm going to get the heroic epic up while we have less cities, just so I have that. I'll go ahead and feed Leon, just so it grows. Since I don't have any other city that can actively feed the capital right now, which ideally you would. Having to move through all this junk in my way with the jungle and hills and everything is why I'm tempted to place down those cities, just to have an easier linkage. And but I said I wasn't going to place any more cities, didn't I? So
Even
मैं आपकी शांति की कामना करता हूँ। हाँ?
you're never gonna get anything better than that for a while, and it'll be happier with the trades, I guess.
Oh, it's you. I'm listening. You cannot be serious. You cannot be serious.
Yes, I'm aware that's the last copper I had. If you have other copper, I'll be able to improve like that one that's already in my territory, though, so I wasn't too concerned. My goal is that attacking this city with these jungles and all the way would be terrible, so I'm going straight for his capital. I'm going to come up and around and sneak in. I am a bit annoyed about the fact that apparently I'm not going to get a granary in any other city for a bit, but maybe that'll change. We'll see. Stutter step there again. There's no real good way to get over there without having to waste time via the river. I don't really care about a farm out there in the middle of those plains, but so right now we're at plus 10, we need 17. Swapping this over wouldn't actually help us. We can't possibly get enough food that one turn.
मेरे दोस्त क्या
Of
इस
course, India, we are best buds. In fact, I'm going to give you a huge positive diplomatic modifier when I go and fight the guys who are fighting you. It's called We Fought Together Against a Common Foe. It's a huge bonus. I think it's... Don't quote me on the exact numbers, but it's something like double, like the second place thing. I think it's
A
like...
horse. A horse.
It's
kingdom
minus
for a
50,
horse.
but minus in this case is actually a good thing. So, it's the strongest modifier as I recall. Except maybe like we restored your annihilation, civilization to annihilation. Until we actually get civil service. We're already working those. I think I'm going to actually work this horse tile. And then I'll start working the pure food tiles after that.
Oh, it's you. You were saying?
Yeah, miss, what's up? Like I said, in an ideal situation, I'd be raising or resettling some of these cities. Maybe settling like another 2 or 3 cities up in this region, or possibly down there. Or ideally, we'd have cities settled anyway, but the point is that even in this position, I can still win this without settling any new cities at all. I'll go ahead and let the general move out with these guys, because whatever. Well, if you're gonna block my path, Pagoda, then whatever. Be a little annoyed. You'll forgive me in time.
La France t'offre.
Let's see, we can still get 3 gold per turn from him. Woohoo, we're rich. Stinking rich. And some more horses we can sell too. India, do you care
मैं
about
आपकी
anyone
शांति की
negative
काम
5 gold per turn? Never mind.
ยินดีต้อนรับ
You don't care about horses. About to go to war with you anyway, so whatever.
Oh, it's you.
Do you care about
I'm
more
listening.
horses? No.
C'est toi. Ce n'est pas sérieux.
I'm not going to use the horses otherwise. An extra gold per turn, so why not? Well, I am going to use the horses. I'm just not going to use all of those horses would be a more accurate statement, to be clear. Now, if I was inclined to be a jerk to Bogota, I could demand tribute from them, but I'm not going to, see. We could take gold from them if we wanted at the cost of canceling these quests, which I don't want to do, so... Got ourselves a great scientist. We ideally want to plant this on grassland tile. We have enough production. I mean, this is forest grassland. I could plant it there, but I wouldn't get any production. If I planted here, I'd gain like 20 production from chopping down the forest. I could also plant it out there, but that would take an extra turn. I'm not really concerned about whatever few turns were invested into a lumber mill there right now, so I'm going to plant that as an academy next turn. As our army keeps moving up toward Indonesia. Hey, Singapore. Good news, France. We've now fulfilled our promise of not expanding our borders near you. You don't have an issue with that, right? Right. I'm gonna go and make a road between these. Gonna go improve that copper over there. Get our academy up. There's two culture competitions going on, so I'm not sure when to do that, but I'll do this. I'm getting a caravan from France. Looky at that. I think this is worth it in case we don't want somebody else to get that alliance. It's X4 extra happiness for us. City-state alliances are just massively powerful, underestimated by a lot. Consentient, I'm not sure exactly how it's supposed to be pronounced, was making that point lately. It's so many people undervalue city-state alliances. It's massive amounts of quote-unquote like free happiness that you can't get from other means, or extra food or whatever. There's a whole host of benefits. If we do that, is that enough? How much do we need? What about, does that do it? No. Okay, we're not going to get it this turn, I don't think. And think of how many turns I'm having to waste to get up to Indonesia right now. If I had like some cities planted there with roads connected, this would be a lot easier. Indonesia might also ask me any turn now, are you going to declare war on me? And I'll say yes, if so. I'll be perfectly comfortable doing so. Guess I don't need to have him down in the lowlands right now. Swap the horses, that'll turn over.
Sure,
Siam. Now, in reality, doing that probably wasn't the best idea, because if I was going for Siam next, right, then I wouldn't want to attack them while that Declaration of Friendship is still active. But by the time I get done with Indonesia, I'm hoping that I'll be able to go and take over England. I mean, map-wise, it's strictly speaking less efficient, but in terms of actually controlling like sections and not having to worry about getting backstabbed over, I can take over York. It gives me a more contiguous section to control, and by the time that's done, the friendship with India may nearly be up. I might meet somebody else to the west or to the southeast or whatever. There's a lot of possibilities still out there. I could actually liberate this Indian city and give it back to them. So I'm going to have a bunch of spices anyway. It doesn't have any Indian. It has those truffles. Yeah, I'd probably keep it, whatever. It's a decent enough city spot. I would have preferred to put it like on those spices, frankly, so it's also next to the mountain. But boom. Got extra culture from Bucharest. I want me to build Machu Picchu. Which I can't do in Addis Ababa. That's a shame. How much is it to buy a horseman? I could buy that in like 2 turns, so I think I'm going to go with that. I'm going to focus on building Statue of Zeus to help attacking these cities. Sailing for another trade route. Go ahead and get education in silver and metal casting. I should be able to still get Alhambra, the extra promotions. Well, they've neatly lined up some ships as a possible shooting gallery here. So next turn. I really could have declared war that turn if I wanted to.
मेरे दोस्त, क्या इस इंतज़ाम में आपकी दिलचस्पी है?
You're still at negative gold per turn. I don't really care about the open borders at this point, though.
Bagyo.
Once Statue of Zeus is done, I'll switch over to more food-oriented stuff.
मैं आपकी शांति की कामना
I
करता
still have no money.
ยินดีต้อนรับ เจ้าบอกว่า
Don't care about horses.
Oh, it's you. I'm listening. You cannot be serious. I'm listening.
C'est toi. Certainement pas.
Actually, I don't really care about that if they get open borders, an embassy with me, whatever, sure, we'll do that. I mean, open borders later on would not be as good, especially if they had any kind of tourism, but they're completely crippled. They're not going to dig up archaeological sites of mine because, you know, again, they're crippled in science and all that, so them having open borders with me doesn't really harm anything. We're going to buy our horsemen. We'll be racing along. Aha, here comes some defenders from Indonesia. The reason I did that is I'm assuming the swordsmen are going to attack me next turn. These bowmen are both going to fire on me. That's what I'm thinking will happen. So this way the swordsmen will be left completely crippled if they do attack me. One more shot from like this guy can finish them off. I can deal with the bowmen after that. I have the attack edge here, at least in the military units. I don't know how the tech's overall looking at this point. Okay, I'm number 1 at this point. I was number 2 before. And Indonesia fled. Okay, I can work with that. Not objecting to that.
मैं आपकी शांति की कामना करता हूँ
I'm attacking with the spearmen first. Specifically, I could have done one shot with one of the other things first, maybe. It would have been risky. Specifically so that he does not move up onto that and get in range of that city. Which means the other guys can finish those off easily enough. I'm just going to keep attacking the city for right now. Pillage that. I mean, we have plenty of spices to go with, so... Spice must flow. I forgot Gandhi earned into negative gold, so talking to you about that doesn't help.
मैं आपकी शांति की कामना करता हूँ
ยินดีต้อนรับ อย่างนั้นหรือ
Alright, that's the only copper erosion I have now, because I sold the rest. Make a road here. Now, can I still finish this in 3 turns if I shift over? Oh, no, okay. Obviously taking some damage here, but war's a rough business, right? They actually did take me down to that point with those 2 shots, didn't they? He did take tradition. He does have that bonus, that's why. I think I'm gonna let him retreat and heal. There's some Chris swordsmen down there. I don't think I can do enough damage next turn all by itself, so I'll go ahead and let those heal there. I'll leave these spearmen blocking. That works. I'm attacking those because they can't heal this turn anyway. I told those guys to try to fortify Next turn, attack with that, attack, move this, swap these, attack with that, and I should be able to take the city at that point. That is the plan. None of these have still gotten up granary yet. Oh, Paris is about to. Paris is about to, yes, definitely do that then. Again, what most people might do is to say, I'm going to move this here, start the road next turn, but instead, move that, start the road, move this there, get to do that, so we don't waste that turn. And I totally lost track of the city growing here, and that was my screw up. So, I apologize. Shouldn't have done that. Repositioning some of the things around here. Valuing food over production, though the fact that I get the 3 production plus the 2 gold plus the 1 culture and the faith means I'm still going to work the gold and the silver for now for as long as I can. That helps the growth tremendously. Ah, there's Vilnius. I'm like, I don't recall meeting Vilnius. That would be why, I suppose. To recover. Third of that. Logistics would be next. Swap those 2 like I talked about. Fire once. Fire twice. I'm not sure we can actually hold Jakarta this turn, though, because if both of those bowmen fire on it, and that does... I think if it's 19 strength at half health, I think it'll still hold, but... it's a lot closer than I would have liked it to be, for sure. Are you still in...
मैं
yeah.
आपकी शांति की कामना करता हूँ. हाँ?
Whatever here. You think that's like the best trade in a lifetime, basically? Because I just gave him way more. He just got way more than he should have for that. And if you're wondering, like, if I wasn't sure if I could hold that, why didn't I wait to take it or whatever? The answer is I don't really care about that spearman at this point. I have the horsemen coming up. Yeah, they can't take it back. We got a new unit. Another crossbowman. I'm not going to turn that down. So heal, just heal. Move up some of our other units here. I really should have moved that up and left that there to heal. That was a screw up on my part, but not really a big deal. I don't want to move him off of the general, so I need to leave him there, though. So that's lowland, highland, that's so I can swap these promote that, but I can't do anything about it. If I move here, the swordsman, if he comes over here and tries to move there, that'll eat all of his movement from zone of control, so there's no way he can attack the 1 HP pikeman. Alright, so I'm going to stop this fight here. I'm more than happy to continue it if you'd like to see what could be done next, but I think the points, one of the main points at least, has been illustrated. We've gone from me being worried about France declaring war to us sweeping through his cities, conquering his capital, and now we're attacking Jakarta, and in between the crossbowmen we got, up to what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 of them. We could probably be building up another attack force very soon from the capital and launching a simultaneous strike someplace else if we wished. So hopefully this was educational and interesting. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much with the monotone. And let me know what you'd like me to do at this point, if anything, for this game. And obviously if you want to try to play this on your own, and if you get into a bad spot and you want to see what I would do at that point, by all means let me know as well. And that's it for now.